was talking about all the work in the classroom, going over the playbook, but it's a different story when you actually hit the field. How did that translate, as to what you saw today?
Yeah, I mean, I think, all his experience, he's played, it's still football at the end of the day. He feels, it seems like he feels very comfortable out here. There's a lot of little nuances, and we're just still kind of getting things figured out as day one, but he definitely has great command, and, I think we could all feel that, and I'm sure you guys could see that from the sidelines.
Sean, I know it's day one and your answers might change, but does everybody sort of feel more invigorated because you didn't have this last year and now here you are back at training camp?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question, Maria, for sure. I mean, just being here with you guys and having fans, there's something about that just, you got a little extra bounce in your step. And so I know the guys are excited. And, I know for me as a coach, you always want to do a little bit more than what we did today. But I sometimes need to listen to our sports performance staff and know that we got a long list of practices ahead. And so it was a good first day for us.
It was a long pass where Stafford completed it to DeSean. From that position, did that play win on his fake, or did it win on DeSean what he was doing?
I think a little bit of both, and then I think a little bit of coverage where we need to have a little bit better coverage integrity too. But they made the play. Those are the things that we're looking for. But there was a lot of good things on both sides of the ball today, Kurt, and I was encouraged by that one in particular.
Speaking of Terrell Henderson, seemed pretty explosive.
Yep.
Were we reading that right?
I think so. Yeah, and that's what he's been. Kind of like we talked about when he's been able to play. He's done so many good things, and he's got a good look in his eye. I continue to come away really, really impressed with the way that Thomas Brown pours into these guys, and Darryl started off today really well.
Sean, what went into giving Jordan Fuller the green dot?
It's an experimental thing right now, Jordan. There's a couple guys that are candidates for that. You do know that Jordan is more than likely, if he continues to just get better and do what he's done since he's gotten here, he's probably going to be a guy that's going to be on the field all 3 downs. And because of that, that's something that John Johnson did a great job. Even going back a couple years, Eric Weddle did a great job having the green dot. So we've had some experience with that safety position, but you always want to really get a good gauge, but also just his big picture understanding and his versatility. So he's one of those guys in addition to some of those linebackers.
Could he do that from all the way up at the top? Is that something you're okay with? I know John moved around and was a little bit closer to line of scrimmage more often.
It's a great point. I think that's something that we're going to explore. It's definitely something you want to be mindful of. But, we talk about it. There's somebody that's responsible for getting the call, but then we expect all 11 to relay and communicate to one another. And we talk about it all the time with not only the verbal but the visual communication. And I think that's going to be a big part of it. But we're kind of in the midst of figuring that out as well.
Sean, it looked like he had some nice words for Burgess. You came over to the sideline and he had a couple of big plays.
He did. He did a great job, Sam. I thought he had a couple great breakups, even the one where we tried to hit DeSean down the seam and makes a great play, kind of carrying him outside in vertical, and broke up a pass underneath. So Terrell's a guy that's really flashed. I thought he was just hitting his stride before he got injured, but really confident in what kind of player he can become, and today he started off the right way.
Sean, was Kevin Carberry out here today?
Kevin was not out here today.
Anything you can share with us?
Right now he's working through some things, and he's got COVID right now, and we're going to try to see how quickly we can get him back. But he's fully vaccinated, and we're hopeful to get him back sooner than later.
Any injuries out there, or guys?
No injuries, not that I know of. I hope not. We were pretty mindful of trying to get on and get off, and be smart about that. But we'll take it a day at a time, Kevin. But it was a good start.
Sean,
Looked like Leonard Floyd was on the sideline a little bit.
No, we were just kind of rotating guys through. I think he missed his first rotation. I'm not sure what was going on, but then he was wrecking shop when he made sure he got his reps back with the second unit. So Leonard looked pretty dang good to me.
Sean, how'd you design? I know we saw it in the spring. We talked about it in the spring as well. The mental periods where you're not executing the throw, but it's a lot of post snap stress.
Yep.
What went into the design of that, and why do it at the very end when guys obviously are more tired? It's a little more.
You kind of just answered it right there. In a lot of instances, that's kind of what we do for the walkthroughs. And then, you always want to get as much as you can as a coach, but then sometimes you're saying, all right, once we feel like we've gotten a good workload in, kind of hit some of those measuring points and things that we wanted to do, let's slow down the operation, focus on the mental, and where you're kind of just, leaving yourself a little bit less susceptible to some of the soft tissue injuries. That was kind of the thought process there.
I know you said Matthew looked very comfortable out there, he told us he feels like a rookie.
Yeah.
What do you expect for his kind of acclimation period as far as just kind of learning the lay of the land still with everything you guys do that's maybe not directly related to what's on the field?
Yeah, I think what I was most impressed with when you hear people from Detroit, I mean, he's got an ability to connect with everybody. I think probably the first thing that if I was him, you're saying, all right, just getting used to everybody's names, a lot of new faces that you're not familiar with, but he has very seamlessly acclimated himself very well up to this point, and he'll continue to do that just by being himself, like I've kind of said.
Aaron is 30 now. Do you notice any difference?
No, I do not. He looks pretty damn good to me. He's got that same look in his eye. He looks good. He had a good first day. We know that he's working hard, and I think he's going to pick up right where he left off. And what he's done, since I've been fortunate enough to be around him, has been pretty spectacular. He is one of one.
Is there anything you can
But
evaluate
at
about
training camp, it's the one time you guys are all here 24 hours in this bubble, for lack of a better word.
Yep.
What do you want these guys to get out of these 2 weeks beyond X's and O's?
Yeah, I think, kind of just being able to get away. You still want to stay connected with your family and your friends, but when you do that, you get a chance to really come together as a team, become that family, create that bond that I think has got to naturally occur. Guys like each other here. We've got a lot of like-minded people, but also some good, different, complementary personalities, kind of like we talked about with that rookie class the other day, but very encouraged, really love this team. I just like the makeup of it, and thought today was a good start, and long way to go, long road ahead, but if we keep stacking blocks like today, we'll be in good shape. But like I said, long way to go. But that's the big thing, Kurt, is to come together as a team.
Sean, is there anything you can assess about Austin Corbett today, just looking at him?
I'll go back and watch it, Sam. I was really encouraged with the communication, the command, the poise that he displayed. Thought he was accurate in terms of just some of the gun snaps like we had talked about. So it's a good first day for him. We had minimal full speed reps, but it seemed like he did a really nice job in those ones that we did have.
Who is
I'll get you right next.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
Who's
Jordan.
commanding the O-line? Who are you leaning on right now without Kevin here? And did it kind of reinforce some of the need to, we're not quite out of the woods yet on all of this?
It did, Jordan. And I think, we're continuing to learn about this, because he's fully vaccinated. He's done everything the right way. The good thing is with the parameters around the protocols, if he's got 2 negative tests within 24 hours of one another, or 24 hours separated, then you can end up returning, and we're hopeful that that'll be sooner than later. But you got guys like Nick Jones, Zach Cromer have done a great job. And then, we always collaborate as a coaching staff. So we got a lot of great coaches that will pick up the slack. And then the good thing is what we learned from last year, he can still run a lot of the meetings from a virtual setting. There's nothing like being physically present with guys, but he's done an excellent job being able to adjust accordingly.
Sean, what you and the team learned from watching how Andrew, with work, takes care of himself to stay active?
Yeah, I think guys like him that have really played at such a high level for so long, Claudia, you just respect it. And I think he's done a good job of kind of taking that leadership role on himself to educate guys, give them kind of exposure and insight into kind of how he's been able to extend his career as long as he has. And I know that he's really helped a lot of our players get lined up with some of the things that help him maintain over the course of the offseason, whether it's how he trains, how he takes care of his body, some things that he does even outside of what we see. And so fortunate to have Andrew for sure. All right. Thank you, guys.